my one and only question, which hopefully will allow you to expand a little on the LRT question, but not in a boat-rocking kind of way, just more of a focus on the business side of the question, because we have heard concerns. Nobody on the LRT subcommittee or around this horseshoe is pretending it's going to be an easy ride. Construction is painful, whether it's Concession Street or a residential thoroughfare. It's a pain. And we're working on, and when we read our LRT subcommittees, and we appreciate your contribution as a member of that LRT subcommittee, you could see that we're doing the very best to see what other communities are doing, come up with made in Hamilton solutions, and communicate. We've vowed to the 900 plus businesses along the beeline to visit each and every one at least twice a year, things like that, and you've been instrumental in that conversation. But we also hear continually, and fair enough, because it is a great debate right now, and again, not in a boat rocking way, that there are some businesses that just won't accept LRT. And you stand before us with your 1,000 members, a chamber task force that is essentially in phase 2 with people like McMaster Innovation and the rest of them that sit around that table to help with the conversation and help with the engagement. You said here today, quote, too great a business opportunity, end quote. It was years ago that you came up to that conclusion after reading Rapid Ready and meeting with your board and talking to your members. Your 1,000 members have shared it's too great a business opportunity. We have anchor institutions, as we heard here today, Mr. Deputy Mayor, that say, quote, transit is critical, end quote. That's a quote from our city manager when I asked the question earlier, but they're supportive of our 10-year strategy. You know this already. You are an anchor. You are representing an anchor institution here today, but the hospitals and the Mohawks and the McMasters. We have 600 local leaders at a mayor's breakfast that for the most part, many of them, were very supportive of the LRT commentary from our good mayor, who is quite obviously also the leader of our city and supportive of LRT. It goes on and on and on. But to you, as the chamber representative here today, and those 1,000 members of the business community, and we're talking about banks, we're talking about businesses big and small that are members that have this commitment to LRT, that say it is too great a business opportunity. If you could just expand, and not in a boat rocking manner, on that side of the conversation, because it's coming up frequently, and it's only fair that if you're here today and we have a presentation today, the timing is good that you add to that for the record.
Okay, thank you very much. Through you, Mr. Chair. I have no doubt that there are businesses that are against LRT, and I know a lot of businesses that are for LRT that are nervous, actually, about the impacts that it's going to have to their businesses. But I can say pretty confidently that there are 1,000 businesses, at least, that employ 75,000 people in this community that are supportive of LRT, and that membership is not just a random sampling of businesses within the community. It's 90 to 95 of the top 100 businesses within this community, of the biggest businesses within this community. It's all of the anchor institutions within this community as well. It is, as you mentioned, the vast majority of the key leadership within this community that are supportive of LRT, supportive of this project, and I think that should count for something. And they're supportive of this because, again, a sampling of that group came together through the LRT task force. It looked at all the evidence over years and years, and evaluated it from all sides, and determined that the business case for LRT in Hamilton was solid. And we're not the only ones, of course. Obviously, the city, the province as well, has determined that, and so many other transportation planners and experts. So we're not alone. It's not a radical concept, and in fact, we've received the funding and the province's support for it. So we looked at Rapid Ready, as I said. We looked at the McMaster Institute of Transportation and Logistics work on this and in a number of reports. And we were sold on the transit-oriented development opportunities. So Hamilton is obviously, we're experiencing great renewal. But we have the opportunity to put the pedal to the metal and accelerate it even further. I think one of the biggest the biggest reasons for supporting this is understanding that, we're going to be a city of 750,000 people within 25 years. And Hamilton will be a city of 1 million people at some point. It might not be in our lifetime, but it will. It's going to happen. It's inexorable given the migration patterns in the GTHA. And the only way we're going to be able to do this, I believe, is by investing in a great transit system. The LRT task force knows that this is just phase one, and that there are so many other phases coming down the pike that will allow us to ultimately create the system that's needed for that 1 million person city, and that will allow us to take off. So I think not only do we see the business case behind this, but I think that group of people, that congregation of leadership within this community has great faith in this city, and in our ability to do this right, to plan this right. Great faith that we will get through it, and great faith that in the end it will actually exceed all of our wildest expectations. I can't tell you exactly how much uplift is going to result due to this $1 billion investment, but I do have, and so many people have such great faith in this community that we're going to be able to weather the storm, and in fact that we're going to flourish afterwards. And we were able to do that. So I know that, again, there's a lot of angst, especially along the spine of the route. And to be honest, I have a great deal of angst as well, and I hope that we do this right. And so I reached out to Waterloo Region, and I reached out to the Uptown Waterloo BIA Executive Director, Patty Brooks, and I said to her, we're about to embark on LRT. You're going through a lot of things, and I'm hearing a lot of things about the chaos in KW. Tell us whether this is worth it or not, or whether we should just get out of this altogether. And she said, no, this is absolutely worth it. And I will come to your LRT task force and tell you why. And what she laid out at the LRT task force was the marketing campaign that the Uptown Waterloo BIA is implementing right now to get through the construction issues that they're dealing with at this moment. They're finding that actually some of the businesses are doing better. We don't know if it's because they have, through their marketing campaign, tapped into the civic duty of the people surrounding that particular area, and now they're spending a lot more of their budgets on local businesses. We don't know if it's because there's no traffic on King Street right now in the Uptown Waterloo BIA, that it's actually a far superior pedestrianized environment. So we know that some businesses have had a negative impact, but I would say that, how many businesses do we need? How many businesses are going out of business is too many for this? Because I'll tell you, if we're not doing this because of angst along the corridor and because we might lose a handful of businesses, I'll tell you, we will lose businesses anyway along that corridor, whether we go forward with this project at all, or because that's what happened. Businesses come and go, and so I believe, and again, this goes back to faith, that we're going to get through this, and that it is going to exceed all of our expectations, and that it's in the end, isn't it victory that has 1,000 fathers? And when we do ride that maiden voyage, we will say, why didn't we do this sooner? And I'm pretty sure everybody will say that they were supportive all along in this project.
That's really a fantastic answer. I'm glad we opened the door to get you to expand, and I really appreciate it. Your advocacy, but your hard work as the face of a growing chamber with 1,000 members, and on a most important topic as it relates to business in the city, more than anything else for your group. He mentioned the BIAs, Mr. Deputy Mayor, and I neglected. I wrapped off Anchor Institutions and MAC and Mohawk and all of the rest, but I should have also included our Downtown BIA and our International Village BIA, who have been tremendous partners and who also sit at the LRT subcommittee table and continue to work really well on the LRT file. So thanks again, and congratulations on 171. Best of luck with the summit, Keanin.